Hello boys and girls, here we are again for another review. How you doing? Good to see you. Right, it might help if I've actually got the beer with me, mightn't it? So excuse me for a second while I pop to the fridge. Look at this, Pernod Cider. There you go. This is from Mark Warburton, Mr. CreweWolf himself. Cheers, Mark. Now, I've already had a discussion with Mark about this particular cider, and I'll say it here for the benefit of the people that are watching. I'm not a massive aniseed fan, and what's gone into this is a 5-star anise. You know, those little fruity sort of aniseedy starfish kind of things that you use in sort of spicy cooking and stuff. Usually you throw some into a mulled cider along with, you know, cloves and cinnamon and orange and ginger and that kind of thing. But this, he's thrown in 5 of these, I believe into secondary. Yeah, so we'll give it a little open. Nicely carved. Give it a little pour. Make sure I don't pour too much sediment in. There's not too much in here actually, it's not too bad at all. Just a little bit at the bottom there. Looking beautiful. That looks like a WLP 775 cider to me, and it is. Mark's already told me he's used a WLP 775, and sitting here now with the glass there, I can smell the aniseed coming off of that. A little bit worried, folks, a little bit worried. Very strong indeed. We only use 5 in this, my God. Having said that though, the smell does die down. I mean, obviously the bubbles are going to bring off a lot of the aroma. The aroma's died down a little bit now. Let's dive in, folks. A little bit worried about this. Oh, that's interesting. You know what is strange about that is I was expecting it to be like toothpaste. You know, the sort of aniseed toothpaste you could get with, or aniseed chews. Really massive hit of aniseed, but there isn't a massive hit at all. It's actually very subtle. It's a very smooth cider, and it's quite sweet as well. Oh, you know what, Mark? This ain't bad, mate. Swish it around my mouth and wash my teeth while I'm there. I think you may have me converted. Now, before I tasted it, I'd already said, didn't I? I'm not sure about this. But I'm going to go back on that. And I always love to do that. You know, when I start out and I go, I'm not sure about this, and then I taste something and I really like it, I will be honest with you and I will tell you. If I didn't like it, I'd go, yeah, I was right, it's not really for me. But other people would like it. Excuse me. Ooh. Burpage, sorry about that. That's really good, you know. I'd like to be able to compare it to one of your bog standard WLP 775s, Mark. I don't know how strong this is. Does it say on here? Oh, it's 6%. Okay. It's still got some of that sweetness in there. That's what I love about the 775 yeast. You know, it's just amazing. You can get a really beautiful cider without chucking any additional crap in. You don't need tannin. You don't need pectolase. You don't need all the other shit that you might want to throw into a cider, you know. And there's none of that turbo cider twang that you get, you know. And I've said this before. It's called the TCT, folks. The turbo cider twang that makes you do that, and you turn into like a sort of turtle for a few seconds where you do that. There's none of that there at all. Very smooth, very subtle. Now for me, that's just got the right amount of aniseed in it. It's not too overpowering. There's still the sweetness there. And I honestly think, Mark, if you'd have put any more in, it wouldn't be as good. I think you've just got exactly the right amount of those star anise in there. That's well done, mate. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10 because I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I was expecting it to, for me, I'm not saying that you've done anything wrong with it, but I was expecting not to like it because of my fear of aniseed. I really don't like aniseed or anything minty. I'm a bit weird like that. But that's not bad, you know. I think what I'd like to see you do, Mark, is a proper sort of a Christmas cider, you know, with your ginger and your cinnamon and your orange and your cloves and all of that kind of stuff in. Because I think if you can do something as good as this with just a minor addition, you could really knock up a decent mulled cider. You know, a mulled sort of, obviously you don't want to carbonate it, you want to keep it flat. But yeah, I'd like to see you do a mulled cider, because I think, you know, I mean, if you can get something as good as this with just a very minor addition, I think a mulled cider would be the way to go, you know, just for Christmas. So have a little think about that, mate. I might do one myself, I don't know. So thank you again to Mark for sending me his Pernod Cider. I am very surprised, Mark, honestly. Oh, you know, I wouldn't lie to you, I would tell you the truth. I like that. I mean, granted, I wouldn't choose to do it myself, but, you know, as an experiment, I certainly wouldn't sit here and continue to drink it if I didn't like it. But as an experiment, I think that's worked really well. And I also think that you've used the, I think this is a 330 ml bottle, isn't it? That you've used here to put it in. I think 330 ml of this is probably enough. I'm not sure I could drink a pint of this. Because it is, so I'm not saying, you know, because it tastes horrible, but it's because it's got a unique flavour to it, and you wouldn't want to drink too much of it. I don't think you could have a session on it. You couldn't drink probably more than, like I said, 330 mls. Very well carbed, as you can tell. And I'm really pleased for you, mate. So well done. That's a good cider. I'm very happy that you've sent me something that I've been surprised by, and I love to be surprised. You know, as I say, if I go, oh, I'm not really sure about this, and I try something and I like it, that's for me is what brewing beer and cider is all about, isn't it, boys and girls? It's being surprised by, you know, relatively minor additions, as this, you know, was only, you put 5-star anise in this and it's come out that good. What can I say? You do a really nice cider, sir. So thank you for this, Mark. Cheers again, and we'll see you on the next review. We're going to do a review of mix blackberry cider coming up soon. Cheers folks.